Has died after a crash on the I-65 ramp from the Waterson Expressway. Metro Police say an early investigation shows the man lost control of the vehicle on the curve of the ramp. He died at the scene. No other cars were involved. Dozens of people are without homes this morning because of this. This is video from our Sky 11 drone taken yesterday morning as this massive fire was going on at that Nulu apartment complex. The smoke could be seen for miles throughout downtown.
Yeah, folks were watching Good Morning America yesterday. They would have seen you. They would have seen us bringing this as breaking news because that fire broke out around 6:15 yesterday morning, and now fire officials do confirm that that building is a total loss. Meanwhile, people living there grateful for their escape grapple with how to move forward. WHAS11's Taylor Woods and photojournalist Addie Hill report.
Just hours after fire, smoke, and blaze took over the 310 at Nulu apartment complex, dozens of firefighters remain on scene. Firefighters towered above the building on ladder trucks pouring water. The water spilling out of this apartment like a waterfall. The flames lit up the neighborhood. Residents like Andrew Adler are just grateful to be alive.
I gathered up my cat, I gathered up my passport, I threw on some clothes, I scooted out the door, went downstairs, came outside, looked up. And what am I looking at? I'm looking at flames. The flames destroyed the 9-year-old apartment building that opened in 2015. Firefighters say no one was hurt as the interior collapsed. Units were pancaking into the bottom of the garage where my car happens to be. Clearly, this was not a false alarm. The cause of the fire is still being investigated.
Unfortunately, when you're dealing with this newer, lightweight truss construction like this, once it gets going a little bit, it's going to take the whole structure very, very quickly.
Most of the residents housed in the building were med students. Their personal belongings, furniture, and textbooks now ruined.
My only clothes is this, what I'm wearing right now. So, totally lost everything.
In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.
A smoke cloud from the fire covered the Louisville skyline for most of the morning. You see a photo of it there. Visibility was so low, helicopters were rerouted. Tri-Township Fire in southern Indiana posted these photos, saying an air evac helicopter with a patient on board couldn't get to UL Hospital because of the smoke. Crews met the life flight at the Clark County Regional Airport to get the patient in an ambulance. Flights should no longer be affected since the smoke has now cleared.
And Fire Chief Brian O'Neill said all 37 occupied units were evacuated just before the flames engulfed that building. There were nearly 100 Louisville firefighters working this, and the chief says at one point some of them were actually inside the building trying to stop the flames, but once they noticed a change in the dynamics of the fire, that's when those crews had to pull out.
For us outside at the command post, we can see that fire is starting to show that it's on those floors in between. So that's when we made the decision. We've got to get everybody out of there because we can't have it collapse. They're thinking all the fire's above them, but it's also below them.
We also learned that fire displaced 6 University of Louisville students. The university's spokesperson says the university is now working with them to find temporary or long-term housing. U of L also provided those students with food vouchers from Kroger and vouchers for emergency supplies. Now, if you'd like to help the displaced students, we've got a link for you in this story at WHAS11.com right there on the homepage.
Now, in some other news happening today, JCPS Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio will deliver his 6th State of the District address. He's expected to discuss future plans for the district as well as the challenges JCPS currently faces. Those include the transportation issues plaguing the district. Right now, the school board is exploring options for next year. Proposed plans include creating a hub for magnet and traditional students to board buses or eliminating bus transportation to those schools altogether. Polio might also touch on a proposal floating in Frankfort, which explores breaking up the district. He's set to speak this morning at 11:30. Look for the details on WHAS 11 News at noon.
6 minutes after the hour now, a man is recovering after being stabbed at the Oxmoor Center. Metro Police say they were called to the mall on Shelbyville Road around 7:30 last night. They found a man inside a business with several stab wounds. He was taken to a local hospital and is expected to recover. Police say everyone involved is accounted for, and detectives are now working to determine the nature of the relationship between those involved.
We've learned a second person has died after 4 people were shot in the Russell neighborhood in January. Louisville Metro Police say the victim died the day after the shooting. It comes, of course, after 4 men were shot in a car near 12th and Ali back on January 31st. 1 man died at the scene while the others were taken to the hospital. Right now, we don't know the current status of the other 2 men injured. LMPD says the investigation is still active. Anybody with information is asked to call the anonymous tip line at 574 LMPD.
Construction is set to begin today on the Kentucky Derby Museum's Riders Up exhibit. The immersive upgrade will add state-of-the-art technology to that exhibit. Riders Up was originally built in 2000. It gives visitors the ultimate Derby experience by simulating an actual horse race. The project will cost $1 million. It's scheduled to open, or reopen rather, in April, just in time for the 150th running of the Kentucky Derby.